Hello and welcome back to another episode of World Tour on Football Manager 2021. Now, in this episode, at the start of this episode anyway, we are going to be looking for our next job. Obviously, last episode, we finally won the Hero I League with Chennai City. So it's a few days after, it might even be a few weeks after that day. And I've just been patiently waiting for interesting jobs to come up. We've had a few jobs in the third tier of Italy and second tier of Italy, but they've actually been relegated. Cremonese have been relegated from Serie B to Serie C, or Liga Pro as it's now known. But so I didn't really want to take any of them jobs, but there's a couple have come up in the Irish League, the Electricity League. So we've got Sligo Rovers, who are currently rock bottom, so not really keen on taking them over. But then we've got Bohemian, who are an interesting one because they actually won the league last season. They're struggling a bit this season, but the fact they won the league gives me hope that I could actually do something with them. So we are going to apply for that one. Basically, this episode, I'm going to show you the teams that I'm applying for. I'll not show you the interviews because they're quite repetitive, and then we'll just see who we get a job with, and maybe we will hopefully get a chance to look at the team that we eventually go with. So just a couple of news items. So our Bohemian job application has been unsuccessful, unfortunately. And Chennai City have hired our replacement, someone called Vivek Nagal, who was apparently at Churchill Brothers before joining them. So best of luck to them. But we are still, of course, looking for a job. And we'll take a quick look at the job centre. We're now into June. It's about a month after I originally came to you. You can see there's quite a few jobs in Italy. There's a few in Ireland as well. Finn Harps is the one that's just become available. They're currently ninth in the league. They're in a bit of a better position than Sligo, in a similar position to Bohemians, to be quite honest with you. So I think I'll apply for that job. They are a 2-star club. My reputation's only 1.5 stars. I don't know if that's going to possibly mean that I'm not going to get that job. Elsewhere, I looked at this one in Israel, but this is the second tier of Israel. And like I said, I don't really want to have to do a long-term save, but not a long-term save, but like build a team up from a lower division up to the top division. Because the aim of the challenge is to win as many top league titles as possible. So, yeah, I don't really want to do that. I was a little bit tempted to take on Athlone Town, but I think that's just ridiculous because they are the bottom of the second tier in Ireland. So I talked myself out of that one. But we'll see how we get on with the application for Finn Harps. So unfortunately, our application for the Finn Harps job has also been unsuccessful, and looking at the job market, and there's not really much out there. There's an interesting Serie B one. I know I said I didn't want to drop down a division or anything. Pescara, that's an interesting one. They have managed to get up to Serie A, but it would be a case of getting them up to Serie A and then moving elsewhere in Italy, which isn't really ideal. But we want to try and get a job. The aim is to try and get a job in like Iceland or Ireland. I think Ireland's probably more likely with the star rating of the teams. I mean, how many games have they played? They've played 18 games. Sligo Rovers are bottom of the table with 8 points. How many games do they play? Is it like 33? Does the league split, or 36? They play each other 4 times. So they've got another 18 games to go. So they're 9 points off. Do I take the Sligo job? Well, not take it because they haven't even offered it to me, but do I apply for it? I feel like at this point, it's only been a month. Do I just go for it? It's been sitting there a while and nobody's taken it up. Yeah, I'm going to apply. I'm going to apply for the job. I'm applying for the job to be Sligo Rovers manager. I don't think there was any other teams there that I would be able to realistically get a job with, because I'm trying to do it realistically as well, because I could always just try and like apply for everything, but likelihood is I'll probably be rejected by teams like Lazio and even Virtus and Teller. I imagine I'd probably even get rejected by Pescara, to be honest with you. Yeah, three stars, around 1.5. I doubt they'd take a chance on me. So here we go. We've been offered the job with Sligo Rovers, and I looked over the club vision and everything in the interview, but we'll run through it quickly here. So they expect us to sign players under the age of 23 for the first team, need to work within the wage budget, sign players to sell for a profit, and give minimum 2-year contracts for first team players and maximum 1-year contracts for players over the age of 33. We've got a wage budget of 8.75k and no transfer budget. We're going to start negotiations. I'm just going to accept, I think. Yeah, the 2-year contract, decent, finalised deal. Now, this is going to be a tough one. We'll just advance it forward so that I get announced as manager. There it is. Former Chennai City manager, now managing Sligo Rovers in Ireland. We've managed to get a job. Let's have a look at Sligo. Media prediction was 4th, which suggests that they think they've got a pretty decent team. So being bottom of the table is a bit of a shocker, to be honest, despite the fact that the board in my interview with them was saying how they'd be happy for us to avoid relegation. I guess that's just because we're halfway through the season and they know that we're already in a relegation fight. So this is the team report. I'm not going to know any of these players. Key players, apparently David Cawley. Where is he? There he is. Can I click on him? David Cawley. Okay, so we're looking at better quality players than in India then. Because he's mainly green. So I'm gonna have to think about the color coding of the attributes. But yeah, he looks a decent player. We'll just run through them all. Why not? Robinson. I mean, I don't know the level of quality in this league yet, but a lot of their attributes are in double figures. They look pretty decent. John Mann, centre back, great heading, marking, passing, tackling, but that's with my Chennai City head on. So I'm gonna have to have a proper look at the team, have a look at the best players and everything, and see where I think all the players lie in terms of the attribute levels that we need to set for the colour coding. But do I want a press conference? Yeah, we'll have a press conference. Send an advice report from backroom staff. Why not? And there we go. Okay, so we have a red. It's red now. Was it orange with Chennai City? I can't even remember. We have a red little background. Quite nice. Let's just run through these news items. We've got quite a few players in the last year of the contract. Something that I'll need to have a look at. So Einar Gudjonsson and James Quinn are breakthrough prospects this season, apparently. Icelandic centre-back. Tackling the 13 is pretty decent. Nothing else to write home about, really, in his attributes. And then James Quinn, who is an Irish centre midfielder. His technique's good, heading's good. Everything else is a bit meh. So yeah, we'll have a look. This is completely going in blind. It's the first time I've looked at the team, to be honest with you. So we'll just see. We'll have a look and see what happens. Season expectations. We're rock bottom of the league. I'll quickly show you the league table. We're 10th, 20 games gone, 10 points adrift of the relegation playoff place, 13 points adrift of safety. It's gonna be tough. We only got 1 win all season, 7 draws, so a bit too many draws. 12 defeats, not great. But hopefully we can turn it around and save Sligo Rovers from relegation, then push on next season to get a bit higher in the league. We're going to just attempt to avoid relegation in the league this season, and we don't have any other option for the extra.ie FAI Cup. We have to reach the quarterfinals, so we'll confirm those season expectations. I'll do my tactics in a little bit, and we're not going to look at the introductory advice. So just bear with me while I get used to the team and try and sort things out a little bit. Okay, so we've had a look at the squad that is available to us, and we've picked out our best 11. There's obviously a few people that are injured in this, and there's a few people that have just recalled from their loans out. But we'll run through them one by one, just the first 11, and then any new players that come in that I haven't introduced you to, I'll introduce you to in due course when we play matches with them. So our first choice goalkeeper is Jack Brady, an Irish goalkeeper, and he's I think attribute-wise he's the best option that we've got in this position. He's got 12 handling, which is good. I've adjusted the preferences for the color coding just by 1. So now if you have an attribute of 11, it's going to show as green. If it's an attribute of 9, it's going to show as yellow, and if it's 7 or above, it's going to show as white. There wasn't really much difference, I don't think, between the quality of players in this league compared to the other league. The Indian league. The one concerning thing is I don't think I moved him to the senior squad. We'll move him up to the senior squad. I don't know why he was in the under-19s, to be honest, or why he was out on loan. Maybe he fell out with the previous manager, but he seems a very good goalkeeper. Now for our first choice right back, it's Lewis Banks. He's a 26-year-old Englishman. He's got 10 heading, 10 marking, 11 tackling. Great fullback attributes there. He's got pretty good physicals as well. And just to add to it, the coach reckons he's a 4-star ability. So that's pretty nice too. Former Stoke player, it seems. I've just noticed here. But yeah, he should hopefully do the job for us. He is recovering from an injury, a calf strain. So he's going to be out for another 3 to 7 days. So he may not be back in time for our first game in charge of Sligo, which is in 6 days' time. Now for the centre-back, and we start with John Mahan, a 23-year-old Irishman. His heading is 12, tackling is 12, marking is 11. It's what you love to see in a defender, to be honest. He's got good strength as well with 12 and a jump and reach of 13. And again, the coach seems to think he's good as well with a 4-star ability. He's a one-club man as well. He's only played for Sligo Rovers, 139 appearances for us. Hopefully he can go on to make a few more and do well for us as we try to get Sligo to be out of the relegation zone and in a secure mid-table at least for this season. And his centre-back partner is Will Seymour, who was a 31-year-old American. He's got 11 heading. His marking and tackling, though, are magnificent. 14 marking, 15 tackling. The only concern is he's getting a bit old, but he's no sign of declining just yet. His strength of 13 is nice as well. His pace isn't too bad with 8. He's not going to... I don't think he's going to beat anyone in a sprint, but he can comfortably run at a bit of a pace. Some of the former clubs he's played at, it's all been in America and Canada, it looks like. I know he started off at Soham in England, interesting. And he went to Portland, Lane United, I don't know any of these teams. He's been around America, and now he's landed in Sligo Rovers. This is his 4th season with us, and he's played quite a lot for us, it seems. So he's going to continue to do that with me in charge. At left back, we have Kieran Kelly, a 24-year-old Irishman. Heading of 13 is brilliant. Marking of 11 is great. Tackling of 10 is pretty good too. Definitely our first choice left back. This guy's been around the Irish League for quite some time, since 2015, so 8 years. He started off at St. Pat's, went to Drogheda, played for Ballymena and Bohemian as well. His strength's 13 as well, which is very nice. You will have noticed that the tactic that I'm using is the same tactic just about the same tactic that I had for Chennai City. I've changed it back to the control possession tactic style rather than the pressing possession, because of course that was just something that I was doing because the board wanted me to have a pressing possession style of play. So it's back to the control possession 4-3-3 formation with Sligo Rovers. Hopefully they can get used to it. It might take a few games. Obviously we don't have that many games for them to get comfortable with it. We need to start picking up points pretty much straight off the bat, and hopefully we can do that in our first game against Derry City, which I will be bringing you in a little bit once we've ran through the starting 11. Our first centre midfielder of the 3 is Gary Buckley. He'll be playing as a box-to-box midfielder. He's got pretty good overall attributes. His first touch of 11 is a standout. Long shots of 12 is decent as well. Passing and technique of 11 good too, as well as tackling of 10. And his stamina of 14 is going to be useful in a box-to-box role where he's going to be running up and down the field constantly throughout the game. At advanced playmaker role in centre midfield, it's David Corley, 31 years old, the Irishman, but the coach report says he's a star player in his prime years, and his attributes suggest that too. First touch of 12, passing of 12, and technique of 12 are great standout technical attributes. He's pretty good at corner taking, free kick taking. He's got long shots as well. He can do it all, David Corley, and hopefully he does that for us in the games that we have left this season. Now, our first choice ball-winning midfielder in centre midfield is a youngster. He's only 18 years old. He's currently on loan at Athlone Town. I have requested for him to come back to us, though. And I've just noticed he's still in the under-19s as well, so we'll just move him up to the senior squad. But yeah, marking and tackling, 10, 15, that's for the anchorman role. I was trying to get, where is it? There it is. Okay, ball-winning midfielder, on defend. Yeah, it's marking and tackling. I thought that would be what it was. His strength's pretty decent as well. 15 tackling, 14 strength. For a youngster, he's going to be pretty good, I think. I think he could quickly outgrow the Irish League, to be honest with you. Next up at right wing, we have a man with 2 first names, Stephen Christopher, a 26-year-old Irishman. He's more comfortable playing just on the right of midfield, but we're going to be playing him right wing. He's got 11 crossing, 10 dribbling is nice. First touch 12, passing of 10, technique of 13. He looks pretty good. He's been around the Irish leagues all his career as well. Played for Cobb, Galway United, and now Sligo Rovers. Hopefully he can get a few assists and a few more goals. I see he's scored 3 already this season. He's got 3 assists as well. So hopefully we can add to that tally with the formation that we're playing. At left wing is Shane Daly-Butts, another Irishman, 27 years old, this guy. He's comfortable playing on the right or left of midfield. Mainly the left is his natural position. And he can naturally play at left wing as well. So he's got his crossing's decent of 9. Dribbling is a standout though of 12. First touch is okay with 10. Passing of 9's okay too. But he's probably the best option we've got at left wing at the moment. Of course, we are halfway through a season, so there's always the chance of picking up new players for next season. I would imagine. I don't think I'm going to make any transfer dealings right now. And I don't think I can because our finances are pretty tight, which I'll get to in a little bit. And then finally, our first choice striker is Danny Morrissey, 29-year-old. He's Irish. Again, finishing of 12, first touch of 10, heading of 9, technique of 10. He's a pretty decent penalty taker as well with 12. And says he's a fringe player in his prime years, but hopefully he's going to do the job for us. Just looking at the attributes of all our strikers, he was the one that seemed to be best placed to be our starter. He's been around for a while as well. He's been around since 2009 and played all of his career, it looks, in Ireland. So looking at the club's finances, and this is a bit of a concern. I did know this coming into manage a team. Our wage budget is £8,690. We are currently spending £9,289. We have an overall balance of almost minus £1 million. To be honest with you, I think this is where all the trouble's coming on the field because of all the financial difficulties that we're finding ourselves in off the field. So we definitely need to work within our wage budget. We probably need to sell a few players as well. I've not actually looked at players' values, so we'll do that now. Why not? Transfer. There we go. Values. So we've got a few players that are worth a decent chunk. Ronan Coughlin, who I've obviously not shown you. He's a backup. He's our backup. I think he's our backup striker. He's our backup right winger. You can see that he's not natural, but he's an accomplished right winger, and he's got decent, very good attributes, to be honest with you. Dribbling of 12, first touch 13, passing 11, and technique of 13. But he's our most expensive valued player. I wouldn't say no to selling him, to be honest. Someone comes in with an offer for him. He used to play for Huddersfield. Interesting. But yeah, if someone wants to make an offer for Ronan, I'm all ears because we do need the money. One thing I like to look at when I take charge of a new team is the staff, just to see where we are in comparison to the highest average in the league. And you can see we're quite middling, to be honest. We've got the best or joint best average medical team or physio team, at least, in the league. But I do like to try and get all of these up to as close to the highest average as possible. So I will look at bringing in possibly some different coaches and other members of staff. I notice we've got 2 spaces left on our coaching team, so I'll try and fill them up as well. I'll probably start doing that before we get to the Derry City game, but I'll do that off camera so that you're not bored by me just offering contracts to people. So I'll do that now, and we'll be back in a quick second, with the game against Derry City. Before we get to that, though, I'll just show you the table so you can see for some. Just so you know where we are. You know where we are already, I've told you, but where Derry City are in the league. They're 17 points ahead of us. It's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough season, but hopefully we can do it, and hopefully we can start off with a win against Derry City. So we'll go to the Derry City game now. So here we go. It's time for the game against Derry City. Before we get into that, though, we have made some staff changes, and if we look at not the training section, the staff section, you can see we have risen in the averages of the coaching team comparison. And that is thanks to the fact that we brought in 2 new coaches. One of them you'll be very aware of, I would think. Mario Gomez, former Bayern, Fiorentina, Besiktas, Wolfsburg and Stuttgart striker, is now one of our coaches. And he looks a very, very good coach, the 37-year-old. So he's been brought in. And then also an Irishman called Dare Doyle has also been brought in, who's, again, very good, especially in the fitness area, which is something that we were lacking. So we've managed to improve that, but let's hope we can improve the performances on the pitch for Sligo Rovers as we head in to our first game. Now, there's a few changes to the best 11 because of injuries and such things. So in goal today, we have Trevor Murphy, who is an 18-year-old. I promoted him from the youth team, and he's got 13 handling, 15 reflexes, 16 rushing out. He's got pretty decent attributes, to be honest. He's not played for us. He's not played for anyone professionally in the first team, at least. So it's a bit of a risk about my first match, but we'll go with it. We have no other option, really. Well, we do. We have other options on the bench, but they're not as good as him. And Brady is still nursing an injury. He's expected to be out for another 5 to 11 days. Our number one goalkeeper. And also at right back, we have someone else in who I didn't mention before. So Johnny Dunleavy, 32-year-old Irishman, is in at right back today. Heading of 11, marking 12, tackling 11. Very good. Very decent backup. He's really only our backup because he's getting on a bit. He was actually our captain until just recently. When I came in, I removed the captaincy from him at the request of my assistant manager, and gave the captaincy to Corley, our centre midfielder, simply because it didn't look like Dunleavy was going to be playing very much. But it seems he's going to be playing the first game at least. But yeah, let's hope we can get a victory in this first game in charge of Sligo Rovers. So first team talk in charge of Sligo. They're not entirely sure of me as manager. They think my lack of experience is something to be a bit concerned about. I did have a team meeting with them. I tried to encourage them that we were definitely going to stay up, and they weren't really interested in that. They feel like we're already destined for relegation, which isn't a good place for their heads to be at. But we'll try a team talk with pump our fists. Yeah, we'll pump our fists. I'll say, I know how hard you're all working to end this poor run of form. Today's the day. And John Mann's motivated. At least someone is. So the teams are all lined up and ready to go. We are in our blue kit today. Derry are playing in red. Let's hope we can get off to the best of starts in our debut match in charge of currently bottom of the table, Sligo Rovers. So free kick, Christopher to take it. Deep into the box, Seymour's there. Will Seymour has scored. It's our first game, and it's a centre-back to get our first goal in charge of Sligo Rovers. His first goal of the season. Stephen Christopher, I think his name was, with a long ball into the box, and Seymour with a beautiful header off the inside of the post and in to the back of the net. And we might have another chance now. It's a throw-in. Kelly takes it. Daly Butte turns the defender nicely. Now Corley's got it. Buckley through to Daly Butte. Daly Butte shoots, and Shane Daly Butte has scored. It's 2-0. This is a huge shock. Derry City are 5th in the league. They're 17 points at the start of the day, 17 points ahead of us. And we have just come out the blocks firing with 2 goals up after less than half an hour. Brilliant pass from Buckley to find Shane Daly Butte, who just finished it with aplomb. Free kick. Christopher to take it. He shoots. It's blocked by the wall, but Christopher gets it back again. He finds Buckley. No, he doesn't. It's intercepted by Marquez, and this could be an attack for Derry. They're on the counter. Marquez sprinting forward, past our defenders, cuts inside, plays a ball in the box. It's blocked. Thompson's got it now. Can he get a ball in? That's going to be a penalty, is it? It is. Christopher gave away the penalty. I don't think it's going to be any worse than that. He didn't get a yellow card or anything, but Derry with a chance to get back into this. Harkin takes it, and it's a great save by the debutant, Trevor Murphy. What a man. The 18-year-old on debut has just saved a penalty. As the ball goes into the box and Mann's headed that clear. I can't believe that. This is a great performance in our first match, and we're on the counter-attack. Daly Butte with a chance for a second goal here, possibly. He kind of wasted that a little bit, and Keedy just hits that off the defenders, and they can come away with the ball. But we've won the ball back now, and Buckley has it in an advanced position. He has a shot, but that's well wide from him. We're looking very good, I have to say. We're playing very, very well. I can't believe that the goalkeeper saved the penalty. I'm buzzing about that. The 18-year-old debutant has saved a penalty. And we're at the team talk. It's half time. It's 2-0. I'm very pleased. I'm going to outstretch my arms and say I'm very pleased. Keep it going. And they all look inspired and motivated. I might have won the round already. It's only the first game. Let's not count our chickens though, because we have been stung by dropping 2-goal leads in the past with Chennai City. Looking at ratings, Emmett Keedy is struggling a bit on a 6.5. The youngster, the young ball-winning midfielder. I'll keep him on for the time being because he doesn't seem to be doing much damage in the centre of midfield. Hopefully he can get a bit better in his performance. Will Seymour's on a yellow card as well. That's the only other thing to really be concerned about, I would say, as we head into the second half of our first game in charge, and things are looking pretty good at the moment, touch wood. I can't see how we will get relegated if we continue to play like this. I hope I haven't just jinxed it, but we'll see. So throw in on the right-hand side, and it's Dunleavy to take it. Now Christopher with the ball, running down the right winger. Can he get a ball into the box? He plays it short to Buckley. Buckley shoots, and Gary Buckley has scored our third goal of the game. It's 3-0. Gary Buckley with his second of the season. Christopher with the assist. I said I was expecting to get more assists. He already had 3 goals and 3 assists before we joined, and he's got another assist today. A lovely pass, and then Buckley just sweeping that past the goalkeeper in the left-hand side of the goal, and it's 3-0, and things are looking up for Sligo Rovers. And Christopher's got another chance for an assist. The ball into the box, headed away by Verdon, and Derry City come away with the ball. Now it's Oluwa. Good tackle from Buckley, and Christopher's got it again. He plays it to Daly Buttes, and now it's Keary. Corley with a shot. David Corley has scored. Everyone's getting involved today. It's his third goal of the season. It's our 4th goal of the match. It's 4-0. Was not expecting this when I started the game. Keedy with the pass to Corley. Corley takes a couple of touches to get it out of his feet and just smashes that into the top right-hand corner, past the goalkeeper, and it's 4-0 away from home. And in all the excitement of all the goals and everything, I've not even been paying attention to people's conditions. So Daly Buttes is pretty knackered out there. So we're going to bring on Marco Chindea for him. And then John Mann at centre-back is also struggling. So Sigitas Alberkis is coming on. I'll just show you quickly. In fact, I probably shouldn't be doing this now, but that's Sigitas Alberkis. And then it was Marco Chindea, wasn't it? That's Marco Chindea, just in case you wanted to see him, as Derry City win a corner there, I think. So it's a different corner. Ball's in the box. Thompson's there. Cole with a shot blocked by the defender. And then Murphy again with a great save. We may, touch wood, have found an excellent goalkeeper here. The 18-year-old. He's had a great game today. Can he keep his clean sheet though? That's the question. He can't for the time being, as we managed to get rid of that somehow. And time is running out. And there is the full-time whistle. It's a 4-0 victory in our debut match in charge of Sligo Rovers. Trevor Murphy, on debut, getting the man of the match. There's no better feeling than that. A youngster coming into the team and just showing them how to do it. Outstretched arms. I'm very pleased with the result and your performance. I can't believe it. So obviously we don't move off the bottom of the table, but we do get a bit closer to the safety zone, I guess. We'll call it the safety zone. So we're 8 points off Finn Harps. I can't remember how many points we were off. We were a lot more than 8 points off them to start the day. They had 20, we had 10. There was 10 points off, so we've cut it down by 2. Bohemian also dropping points today, so we've cut the gap to them down by 2 as well. We're only 11 points behind them, so it's possible. The great escape is possible. I think we've got about there's 36 games in the season, so we've got about 15 games left to change this. Anything can happen. Surely we can, on this form, we can do it. So looking ahead to the next episode, I think we are going to do the games against Shamrock Rovers and Finn Harps. So off camera, I'll play the games against Longford Town, Bohemian, that's a big relegation battle, Shelbourne and Waterford. But that is it for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel to get all my content when it comes out. Hit the notification bell to stay notified, and I'll see you next time.